I was watching Elyse Diesel running around last night. Oh my gosh, were you just doing a million things at once or what?
Oh, it was so much fun, though. I have to say, we were just so grateful and overwhelmed with the positive feedback that we got from our guests last night at the Maui Ocean Center.
Elyse Diesel's the Marketing Director of the Maui Ocean Center, and I'm so happy to see in studio. I want to make sure I've just got this connected, so we might get a call still, too. I was really, really happy to see it's being so successful. And I'm really happy to see Tapani, and I hope to pronounce your name right, Vuori?
Vuori, yes.
Vuori is the general manager here in
Very
studio. And I'm going to go Facebook Live as well, because this was such a huge event after, well, it started, when did this big sphere and this huge production number, when did the working plans begin on this, Elyse?
Well, that's a really great question. As you know, nothing happens overnight, and I believe it's about 5 years in. Is that about right? 5 years in production.
I believe I started discussions with corporate back in November 2015 when we started talking in earnest about developing this, and I believe it was March 15th or somewhere around there in 2018, almost a year ago, when we actually demolished the exterior perimeter wall and took the wall down.
Well, people have been watching that.
Yes.
The white golf ball, I call it. But last night, the reality of this amazing 4K film, and you've been telling me about it, but it became a reality.
Don't call it a film, please.
Oh,
it's
what do we call it?
experience.
Okay,
Thank you.
Experience, and you feel like you are immersed in this amazing experience where you feel like you're right there in the ocean with the whales, and it was fantastic. And I know it opens to the public February 10th, correct?
Incorrect.
Yes.
February 1st.
Well, yes. So we're going to have what we call a soft opening. So February 1st, we'll have the exhibit and new Sphere Theater open, and people can come and experience that. But we are doing a celebration of the new exhibit for Maui County, and so we're inviting all of the county community to come and join us on February 10th for a big celebration of this new exhibit.
Oh, and you know what? There was a lot of anticipation because there's been a lot of talk about, people have been watching it, and there really is nothing else like it on Maui. So there was all that excitement about, well, what is this really going to be like? And, you know, some people thought it was going to be like maybe what you see with IMAX, and others, you know, they were very interested, but it's really not like anything you might have experienced before.
Yeah, let's throw our preconceived notions about what this could be or what it might be out of the window. This is really an experience unlike anything else. Last night we saw people on the verge of tears, crying. It's very emotionally connecting. It really truly feels like you're fully immersed in the water, in the ocean, with the whales. It's unlike anything you have experienced before. I can guarantee you this.
Well, that's the truth. And on top of that, I have to say, as you're there in these very comfortable seats that lean back and you're looking straight up at the sphere, and you really do feel like the whales and sometimes the baby whales and the whole sound, which I have to say, I don't know who did the sound, but the sound is awesome. That sound is
Isn't
very
it cool?
Oh, it goes right through your whole body. I mean,
Yeah, you can feel the
just like
power.
just like you can if you're underwater and hear the whales.
Yeah,
So this new exhibit and the theater experience is just part of Maui Ocean Center's ongoing dedication, and we're really extremely passionate about bringing people into an environment where they can connect with Hawaii's marine life. The idea is that we want to inspire and foster that respect and understanding and ultimately wonder about the incredible marine resources that we have right here in our waters. And this new experience has taken us to a new level where people can actually, like you said, virtually dive and swim with humpbacks, the humpbacks here in Maui. And the sound that you were talking about, Daniel Opitz, who was the filmmaker, actually tells this great story about how they were out there with, the recording devices, and it was on an extremely windy day. And because of the wanting to get that lone singer, they really had to go around Maui Nui to find that whale. And they were, on the last day, got this one lone whale, and it was just, as you said, beautiful. It goes through your entire body.
Yeah.
So this new exhibit and theater is just what we are been searching for, to be able to provide that connection for our visitors as well as our community, to really be able to see and experience marine life like nowhere else, and that they will then be able to come away with a different perspective, a totally life-changing understanding about what it is that we have right here in our waters.
It's one thing to see a great picture of whales, and there's some amazing, great pictures of whales.
Yeah.
But when you're in this immersive exhibit experience, it is like you're underwater and looking up. You feel like you're under the whales, and in some cases, you actually feel like the whales are coming and looking it right into your eyes. I mean, they look like they're literally inches from your face, and I mean, so close. It's amazing. So I was wondering how they could film it. They had to film it really close to get that kind of feeling, didn't they?
Well, Daniel and his team, they were on Maui 3 consecutive whale seasons. They were working very closely with NOAA under their permitting. So this film is, or this experience, I'm sorry, it's really a combination of some true life footage and CGI, so computer-generated imagery. So this is the way it's done, and it just replicates real life so authentically, and it's amazing. I mean, what you were saying about the whales looking at you, I almost feel like they're looking in my soul. You know, this is how penetrating the experience is, and you know, the genesis for this really was from our, you know, the owner and the founder, Benjamin Kahn. You know, he wanted to create an experience that is too big for an exhibit.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I think he has been brilliantly successful in achieving this. We're still fine-tuning, calibrating things. This is highly technical build. So everything from the ground up, how we built the dome or the sphere, that coming together. We have concrete walls. They are 10 inches thick, among other things. So this is very unique building. You mentioned earlier about the, in Hawaii. This is actually only one in the United States.
Is it?
At this caliber.
Oh.
And in the world, in Kiel, Germany, they have a smaller dome, but it's not as advanced as this one. For example, the projection screen that we utilized there is from a company called Fellert out of Sweden. They're using recycled cotton as the acoustical material that we actually sprayed all around the dome, interior dome, and we had acoustical engineers actually calculate the precise specifications for this screen. But most importantly, you experienced the sphere last night. Despite the projectors projecting the image all around the interior of the space, it actually shows inside the dome. So you really feel like you're there with the whales and in the ocean. So it's very unique.
Well, when you walk in, and I was one of the first people in, the acoustics are unlike anything I've heard before. I mean, there's a couple places I've been that are supposed to be acoustically really, really accurate, but you hear, I mean, just in a speaking voice, you can hear yourself completely. Yeah. I'm sure you've had that happen, right? When you were in there and you're maybe alone, you can hear your voice echo all around the sphere.
Yeah, no dog stink in there.
No, that's true. It's true. Everyone could hear it. Everyone could hear it, which is, again, the immersive experience. When you hear that sound, it is kind of all around you. It is, you feel like it's a complete 360 experience for the sound as well as the visuals, and there's some surprises in there. I don't want to give them away, but I mean, one surprise was at the end, and it was like, oh my gosh, the final experience there. Now, when you open it to the general public, is that going to be the same length, or is it going to be longer?
No, so what you experienced last night, including the new exhibit hall, which I don't want us to not
we want to talk about
forget to mention, because that space itself is just amazing. The journey that you can actually take with the whales through their nomadic migrations from Alaska to Hawaii, and the different behaviors that they exhibit along that path. The idea is that you get to experience the beauty of those humpbacks in the sphere experience, but you get to learn about why it is they do these different behaviors in the exhibit hall. But as far as the length of the film, what you experienced last night is what our guests will be able to experience. And I just do want to reiterate what Tapani was saying, is that this coming Friday, yes, people will be able to actually purchase tickets to come in and experience the new exhibit and this new experience in the sphere. But we are doing, as I mentioned, just a great big community celebration with some of our esteemed dignitaries on the 10th of February. So we definitely want people to come for that. We'll have live entertainment and prize giveaways, so there'll be really a lot of fun things to do in addition to this new exhibit in
And
the sphere.
the charge for that?
So the general admission for an adult for the aquarium plus, which includes the sphere, is $34.95.
Oh, so now you get the ticket, and you can go in with your ticket to the sphere as well.
Correct.
There's not a separate entrance fee.
Right.
Oh, that was a big question, so that's good news.
Yes, and then of course that is the general admission price, but we do have, as always, a 35% discount for our Kama Aina,
Wonderful.
and as well as military. So you just need valid ID, and for whether you're military or our local community, you can come and experience that at 35% off that price.
Now, I do want to mention, as you were saying in the exhibit, there's a very large screen, 26, and it's a 26-foot, I believe, and it's a curved, and it's beautifully done. There's a video at that as well, which, some people came in and thought, well, is this what you were seeing? But no, there's the other, you will notice the difference, but the 26-foot screen and the exhibit is also very impressive and very well shot, and very well done, and extremely modern in the way it's handled. Plus, on the opposite side from the screen, there's all the different informational things, which must have been interesting. What do you pick and put in? There's one thing I had so much fun with. I don't know whose idea it was, but I like music, and I started creating whale songs. I was like playing, you hit notes like a piano, and then it comes out like a whale sound. So it's not like a regular note. It actually has the inflection of the ups and downs.
That is correct.
And it was really fun. I was just playing away. You could do some awesome recording and do music, actually making it a whale sound. I've never seen that before. That was really fun to play with.
Yeah, we have actually a very creative exhibit designer. His name is Chris Masterson. And the mandate that he was given really is to create a unique exhibit that questions a lot of the preconceived notions we have about humpbacks in that specific exhibit, and also build multiple layers into it, because it is really important that people, when they come, we want them to come back and again and visit us, and hopefully even see value enough to get an annual membership pass, which actually, by the way, for all the listeners, makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Because if you come 3 times, I think break-even point is something like that. So we want you to learn new things every time you come. For example, you may want to ask, why are we talking about iliahi in that exhibit? That's a humpback whale exhibit. Why don't we have a big humpback there? Well, in Hawaiian culture, the iliahi, which is sandalwood, is connected very closely with humpback whales. So there's always this duality in Hawaiian culture. And this is the sense of place that is coming into Maui Ocean Center. And we really want to highlight it and really showcase it, and hopefully people learn more about it, and as a result, they start fostering even more, for this local host culture that we have here.
Well, it really is interesting, and I know a lot of people who like to visit, and it's, by the way, a lot of people say, well, what do you do on Maui when it's raining? Of course, you got to go to the Maui Ocean Center because it's a perfect thing to do. We had a little bit of rain last night.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Little kisses of blessings.
And a lovely rainbow, thank you.
Oh,
I
yes,
got a
we
picture
did.
of the rainbow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it. Did you get to go out there and see the rainbow right over the building?
I think I got the picture.
That was a blessing. But this is the kind of thing you can go to again and again, and you can bring friends who come visit. And it is going to be something that everyone talks about because it is so original. But you brought up something, was it you? No, it was someone, it may have been you, who talked about the fact that there's going to be other uses for this sphere, and one was really exciting, that it's going to be used because you can put the sky and the stars up there. So it's going to be used for teaching navigational.
Celestial navigation.
Celestial navigation,
yes,
which would
absolutely.
be Because people, I mean, when I first heard about it, I thought, oh, it's like a planetarium. And in a way, it is like a planetarium. And when you do this training for celestial navigation, it'll become even a little more like a planetarium.
Yes, perhaps, maybe. I prefer to call it the sphere because actually it has multiple uses. Celestial navigation, we're working together with the Maui Ocean Society. This is our intent that they're able to actually come in, or we are able to train navigators, the traditional navigators in the sphere. We can tie it in with the star map, of course. I think this is where your reference to planetarium comes from. Also, we have now ability to bring NOAA's SOS, which is Science on the Sphere. So some of your listeners may have seen it. If they Google NOAA +SOS, it's actually amazing technology what they're utilizing. We can see real-time global ocean temperatures. We can see
Really?
Exactly. We can see climate warming, climate change. We can see issues about coral bleaching globally because all the satellite data points are already there, and this is being collected as we speak. So this is available, and now we have the technology here on Maui to actually bring it in and showcase it. We just need to make sure that we activate it and get it running.
I'm
right
trying
now,
to imagine
yeah.
how. I mean, I know there's so much potential, but would you just get a download field?
Yeah, we are connected. Yeah, we are connected through internet, through cable. So we actually get regular updates on this, and it can be live streaming as well. So it's amazing.
That's got a lot of potential. That's got a lot of potential.
And there is more.
But wait, there's more.
Actually, what I'm really excited about as well is we have made a public commitment. So during the evening times, we want to offer this space available for local community, nonprofit groups, pro bono. So this is a resource.
Wow.
We believe that as a member of the community, we need to add value to the local community. So we need to stay relevant and really add value. So this is one very important way that we can offer that service for the local community groups and have nonprofits come.
But that
They can
wouldn't
do
be
that.
that wouldn't be with the projectors, and this would just be as a meeting.
This is for
place.
their meetings, or
Yeah.
if they want to do talks or presentations, this space is available for them.
And
so
how many people fit in that sphere?
118.
It's an interesting thing, and I know I was talking to Barry Rivers, and we were both trying to figure out what you're going to be doing with that, because there's always a need for stuff, but this is going to take a particular kind of, even if it's a 3D film in 4K, this wouldn't be your average. It'd have to almost be designed just for the sphere if you were going to try to show another film in there.
This is exactly true. This is what this film is all about. It's actually designed for that specific sphere. So that's why the experience is so immersive. I mean, people really, truly were emotionally moved yesterday, last night when I talked to
No,
them.
you
and when
really
I saw
feel
them.
like
Yeah.
you're there under. Didn't you? I mean, when you experienced it the first time, Elyse, didn't you feel like you were right underwater, under these whales?
Yes, so I have to say I've had the pleasure of seeing it 3 times now. And I remember the very first time I saw it, I thought, this is going to change Maui forever. It wasn't really even about Maui Ocean Center. It was about how people were going to be able to experience an intimacy with these incredible, gorgeous, majestic creatures that we all have, from afar, sort of just had these wonderings and intrigues about these creatures that mean so much to us. We look forward to them coming every year.
But that's above water mainly.
Right, so, but
right?
that-
we're
what-
looking down on them, and here you're looking up at them, right?
Yes, so the feeling I had was that this is going to forever change our ability to connect and learn about these creatures in a way that was never possible before. And that's why I was thinking this changes. It's like going from having a home phone on the wall to having a cell phone. This technology leap between what has been traditionally been our way of connecting and interacting with whales has taken a completely radical directional change where we can now be in an intimate space, eye to eye with these humpbacks. And I think that we've only begun to really explore what it is that we can take away for each of us from this experience. It's one of the things I really like about Daniel Opitz, the director, was that he wanted to make sure that the film was presented in a way, or the experience was presented in a way that everybody can come away with their own personal understanding. He didn't want it to pre-design, if you will, people's perceptions about what it is that they experienced.
Well, there was the amazing times of the mother and the calf, but on top of that, there was a surprise, which again, you wouldn't usually ever get to see if you were looking down from a boat, where the whales were just hanging there and just totally almost like sleeping. But whales don't really sleep, I don't think. But they were just resting in total rest. And I'd never seen anything like that before. I don't know how they quite got it. But you literally, they were close when they got it, and they're just there. And you're looking in on the intimate time when you don't ever see them above water, right? You know what that part I'm talking about,
no,
right?
I agree. And just to summarize, I think what, Elyse, not to put words in your mouth, but this is really a paradigm shift. You know, this is unlike any 3D movie your listeners may have seen before. I saw one recently in the local theaters here, and I would compare it almost like having a lenticular postcard. I'm sure many of our listeners have seen the lenticular postcards. When you move it around, you can see a different angle in 3D, and now you take it to the next level with
4D.
this fully immersive sphere experience.
It's
this
4K,
is
4D.
the way I would explain it briefly so people can relate to it. But, you know, there's so much more. You know, I'm really excited also about the exhibit we did on Kanaloa, which is Kaho'olawe. Now, this is something that hasn't really been talked about much,
so true.
And we are really grateful to Antti Hoku, who originally designed this exhibit 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. It went to Smithsonian in D.C. It was there a few months, I believe. And then we came back, and I heard it went to Bishop for a little while, for a few months, because one of our, employees who works with us with the exhibit department, I think he was in elementary school or middle school at that point, and he remembers going to a class trip or field trip to Honolulu and actually seeing it there. And when we opened these crates that have been in storage for 15, 16, 17 years, whatever that is, they were musty and dust was coming out, and there were termites.
They were kept where?
They were kept in tri-storage all these years.
Wow.
But you can imagine, it's almost like being Indiana Jones here and discovering this. And now Antti Hoku came back, and she reviewed everything, and we basically updated the content a little bit, but the overall bones and the framework is still the same. And it's a beautiful, beautiful exhibit that exhibit designer was able to do.
In case people are listening, this is a
That is
separate
correct.
exhibit.
For those listeners who have been to Maui Ocean Center, this used to be the old marine mammal discovery area or exhibit where we had a lot of old-style analog games for kids. So this has now become an exhibit on Kaho'olawe. And we really wanted to show the past history, what has happened, trials and tribulations, and really show what's going on today and hopefully the vision for the future for the Hawaiian community, and how PKO and Kirk, how they're working together and really achieving, their vision. And
almost like a museum piece.
It's almost like a museum, more so, actually. It's not entertainment. It's really, I see people spending hours on, and they're reading through this stuff and this information that they see and looking at the photos that we have there and newspaper articles. A lot of locals are mentioned.
Well, we are on Facebook as well. I know everyone here in Maui knows about Kaho'olawe. People listening and may not, but this was the island that was bombed, target practice, for years and years, and it's taken millions and millions of dollars to try to clean it up, and there's still some unexploded ordinances.
A lot of work remains to be done.
And people can't just visit there. This is not a tourist site. This you can only get to see if you have special permission, and very few people have actually had a chance to go over there. So this is extremely important part of Hawaii's history.
And this is really built on all those past generations, people who have been here before, who have passed on. This is really built on their work and the challenges that were in the past. And I'm grateful for all of them to make this possible. So,
and I think it's a great opportunity that people can include this. And again, a wonderful part of having a place such as the Maui Ocean Center is the educational experience. And I think also that you probably hear this, that it is, as you were saying, can be life-changing. And that's what you want. And bringing it back to visitors, this is going to be something that a lot of people are going to talk about. But how do you handle the international publicity on this? Because this is not just here on Maui. This is going to be something that anyone who visits Maui wants to be able to know about and have a chance to experience, right?
Yeah, so we're actually putting together some materials to be able to share that with our international audiences. So short videos of the new experience to the hall, and then some, one-on-one in-depth interviews with those people who have made it possible to bring this to the Maui community. And we are looking to maybe even use some particular type of glasses for those key individuals who, write and talk about visiting Maui, that they can have sort of a sneak peek about what this experience is about. Because we do want people to know that this is not just something new to do when you come on your next visit to Maui, but that this really is an opportunity to, as Tapani was saying, to change your perspective about what it is that is available in our Hawaiian waters. Our mission is really to foster that wonder and respect for Hawaii's marine life. And the idea, of course, is at the end of the day, when you have that love, you're going to protect it.
Yes.
And that's that at the heart of everything that Maui Ocean Center does. It's about fostering that love for Hawaii's marine life, because we want these things to be available for our future generations, to explore the reefs, to see the humpbacks when they come on their seasonal migrations, to see our beautiful, cute, adorable turtles. That's the heart of Maui Ocean Center.
And people have to realize that there's been a lot of studies done about what people really want. And people, when they come to Hawaii and Maui, they don't want just a typical tourist experience. They want to learn. They want the culture. They want to be immersed in what you can have immersed in. So this, I think, is going to have a worldwide impact as well. And I think eventually it might really be nice to be able to have some of the people experience some of the stargazing and have some of your wonderful teachers like maybe Kimo Kea and others to explain how you do navigate by the stars. I'd love to see that open to the public. I'd like to go and find out about that, because that would be fascinating to see as well.
That will happen. This is our commitment. And your question about international, since Russia is in the news of late, we were actually in the newspaper in Moscow not too long ago. We were voted number 8 attraction in the world by TripAdvisor, by their reviewers for 2018. So we definitely have the attention of international audiences as well. So this is an asset really for Maui. So that would really, cover that international aspect of it.
Well, and that's really what people want to hear about. You can't ever just rest on your laurels, right? And bringing that up, about that, it's probably too soon to really do this, but are you going to have updates and new footage, like every 2 or 3 years? Are you going to have additional footage that you will be able to show?
Oh, so that's a really great question. So the simple answer is yes.
Great.
We see this as an opportunity to continue to push that envelope of people's perceptions about the marine life that's in our waters, and so there is a limitless ability to bring those stories.
Exactly. Well, that's all the time we have. It's been so great talking to you. Our guest has been Tapani Vuori. And Elyse Diesel with the Maui Ocean Center. You'll have to go experience, because we can talk all day and all night, but it is not going to be the same as the actual experience. So we'll keep you posted about when you can get down there. February 10th to the
February 10th is the grand opening, but this coming Friday, people can come and experience the new exhibit in theater. Tickets are available online now.
Wonderful. Maui Ocean Center.
Center.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cindy, and thank you for all the listeners.
Yes.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.